Welcome to News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery.
We're so pleased to have you here this morning. This is one of our continuing series about the University of Texas Permian Basin. They're celebrating their 40th year in existence, which is relatively young for a college. Most of their sister schools are 100 to 200 years older than they are. But they've come a long, long way in the last 40 years. And so I wanted to do a series of programs so you could really get to know this jewel that we have in our midst. And you're going to meet the Director of Student Housing and one of the students who happens to live in student housing this morning. And we're going to talk about some of the things that you need to know, whether you've got a child, a grandchild, or whether you're interested in coming to school. Anything that you need to know about UTPB, watch over the next few weeks and you're going to learn a lot about UTPB. And my first guest is Charmae Peel, who is the Director of Student Housing. Mm-hmm. And she's been at school for several years, and I'm going to let her tell you about that. And the student that is here is Cara Ferguson. She's a senior student majoring in psychology, and she'll tell us her story when we get to her. But Charmae, thank you so much for coming and for bringing your student helper with you.
Thank you.
But I want you to tell a little bit about how you got to UTPB.
I am a graduate of Odessa High School, and I attended ACU for 2 years, and then I came home and decided to finish at UTPB. So I graduated from UTPB in December 2005 and started working in the student housing office as the housing coordinator in 2006. And so I've been working in housing ever since.
And then you were elevated to direct the whole office.
Yes, ma'am.
But tell us a little bit how it's grown just in your time.
Student housing has grown tremendously since 2006. In 2007, we added 76 beds. And then in 2000 and...
Was that the first housing we had?
No.
We had the trailer houses.
We had the trailers. There were 4-bedroom apartments that were available. And so we had 2 bedrooms available. And so we extended the 2 bedrooms, that first edition in 2007. And then in 2012, we added 94 more beds. That was designated as freshman housing at that time. Fall of 2013, we added 99 beds, and then for this fall, 2014, we'll be opening 198 more beds. So we've increased like 400 beds in the last 3 years.
So the demand is, because your growth, you're
going
to have 8,400 students at the end of this, at the beginning of next school year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a tremendous growth.
Yes.
And one of the things that I want to emphasize is that you were a student there, then you became an employee, and now you're head of the whole department.
Right.
So that's a great step.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come back to you in a minute, but I want you to be thinking about some of the things, the different perspectives as a student and then as an employee. But Cara, thank you for coming in. I want to talk to you a little bit about how you got to UTPB.
I am actually a transfer student from Seminole, Texas, but I went to South Plains College for a couple of years. And I moved back home for a little bit and started working full time, but I finally decided to finish my education, and I chose UTPB because it's so affordable and it's close to home. And I like being close to home.
Yeah, Seminole is really just kind of a skip and a jump.
It is.
But it's interesting that you started at a community college, really close to your home too, and then transferred in. And a lot of people don't know that we have a lot of students, like both of you were students somewhere else first and then came to cap off your education, your bachelor's degree program here. And so I've forgotten, you're majoring in psychology.
Yes.
And you are a senior?
Yes.
So you will very soon be ready to either start your graduate program, or what did you intend to do with your psychology?
I will be graduating graduating hopefully by December, next December, take some summer courses to get caught up. And after that, I'm thinking about going to get my master's at UTPB.
Okay, great. When we first started UTPB, for a lesson to our audience that may not know it, when the legislature passed it, they passed it as an upper two-year college. So it only started with juniors and seniors, and then it rocked along that way for a little while, and then they added the bottom two, and then they added the graduate program. So it's just been growing in steps and phases, just like the housing. I remember when we first started, we had no housing, and that was a real detriment to getting students to come in to go to school, because the apartments were not affordable, especially if it was a one person coming in and didn't have anybody for roommates. So tell us then, you came to school here and you started working in the housing office and was also living in the dormitories. So tell us about what kind of choices you had when you chose a dormitory.
Right. The dorms actually are a really affordable price when compared to like getting an apartment in Odessa or trying to find a rental house. So that was definitely a big help in my decision to live in the housing. That, and you get a choice between an efficiency, a 2-bedroom, 4-bedroom, and you can choose your roommates. That helped me make that decision also.
So you could have lived by yourself, or you could have 1 or 2 or 3, 4-bedroom roommates. But when you decided to come here, that was about the time we had a real boom in the oil industry. So it was really a good thing that we had some student housing then. Do we have any more trailers? Or is
Right now the trailers are used for family housing mainly, as family units.
Good.
Right?
So we even have housing on campus.
Right, limited availability for families. Yes, ma'am. And families, or single families.
Good. Well, tell us a little bit about some of your activities in school.
Mostly I am involved in student housing. I am an RA, so I am responsible for the residents there, and we have events that we put on to get a sense of community. We bring them in, we play games, we eat, we have fun. Other than that, working in school keeps me pretty busy.
Yeah, my daughter was an RA, and that means resident assistant, and that means that you are really like a mother to all of those kids there. You're having to solve problems and work within all of the different things that go wrong in a dormitory. We're going to have to take a break in just a minute, and I want you both to be thinking about some of the things you really like about not only housing but UTPB. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a minute and continue this conversation with Charmae Peel and Cara Ferguson. See you in just a minute.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.